Hello, lovely viewers. You are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be presenting to you the 13 deadly mistakes why candidates make in article writing. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. Over the years, white examiners have observed that candidates perform poorly in article writing, and as such, there is a need to expose candidates to the mistakes their predecessors made in article writing. Basically, an article is a piece of writing about a particular subject meant to be published in a newspaper or in a magazine. Every year when candidates sit for WAEC examination, examiners complain about the same mistakes which cost candidates their grades. The funny thing is that candidates keep repeating these mistakes every year. In writing an article for publication in either a school magazine or a national magazine or an international newspaper, candidates are advised to avoid the following as far as possible. Mistake number 1. Lazy responses. One thing that costs candidates their grades is poor responses to questions. Essay writing, and for that matter, article writing, is no place for lazy responses. Writing out a point alone is not enough to fetch you a good score. Examiners over the years always complain that the essays of candidates do not have a free flow of information, coupled with poor paragraphing and unkept ideas. Moreover, absence of punctuation marks or misuse of them is another challenge that costs candidates their marks. It is not surprising to mark a script of a candidate and find only 1 or 2 punctuation marks. Most importantly, your answers or responses should be relevant, concise, structured, appropriate, logical, and systematic. Remember, examiners only mark what you have written down and will make no effort whatsoever to correct or think about what you intended to write. English language is not like some subjects where grammar is not necessary. Here, correct use of grammar, spelling, and sequence of tenses are necessary for a candidate to make a good score in article writing. Mind you, a candidate can capture all the relevant points in a marking scheme, but still score low marks or fail entirely for using poor language to communicate his or her points. Hence, lazy responses are not allowed in article writing. Mistake number 2. Non-recognition of audience being addressed. This is perhaps one of the essential parts of your article. Generally, the tone and language of articles must be formal. Your article should not be chatty or conversational. Jargons, contracted expressions, regional words and expressions, and familiar conversational words are considered inappropriate for article writing. Be mindful of your audience. Are you writing an article for a school magazine, a national newspaper, or an international newspaper or magazine? The language should be simple and straightforward, and the right vocabulary should be used. Some jargons and terminologies can be used, but you have to make a conscious effort to explain them or provide enough background or context for their understanding. Mistake number 3. Lack of planning. Planning is everything when it comes to essay writing. You can't write an excellent article without first planning your article. A carefully planned article is presented neatly, logically structured, and well paragraphed. Candidates for lack of planning before beginning or starting their articles end up jamming up their work, making it dirty and unreadable to anyone who takes the work to read. Mistake number 4. Careless use of expressions. Candidates, in an attempt to grab the attention of examiners, use flamboyant expressions, idioms, vocabularies, or complex vocabularies and proverbs. Mind you, it is important to use these ones when they are relevant to what you are discussing or are appropriate for the subject matter being discussed. Don't just use them, or don't use flamboyant expressions, idioms, or complex vocabularies or proverbs for the fun of it. No examiner will be excited with that. Using them once in a while is necessary, but overuse of these expressions makes your work difficult to understand. Mistake number 5: using informal language. As we said earlier, article writing makes no room for informal language. Everything should be in standard English, irrespective of the audience you're addressing. So it doesn't matter if you're writing an article for publication in a school magazine, a national newspaper, or an international newspaper, your language should be formal. Mistake number 6: wrong or no title. The title is very important in article writing. The first thing every examiner will look out for in your article is the title. The title should be captivating, short, and relevant. The worst thing to do here is to get the title wrong. Usually, the question will give you a topic which can be used as the title of the article. When you're done writing the title, underline it neatly. Mistake number 7: answering one aspect of the question. Every year, examiners complain about this very mistake. Most questions on article writing will either ask you of a problem and its solutions or causes and effects. So, when the question asks you of a problem and solutions and you decide to write one aspect of it, you're going to lose marks for the aspect you haven't written on. Be sure to see the demands of the question fully. Answer every aspect of the question. You will lose marks if you leave any part of the question unanswered. Always read the question over and over again and know what exactly you are expected to do. Are you expected to write down only causes, or you're expected to write causes and effects, or causes and solution? Once you read a question over and over again, you'll get to know what you're expected to do, and when this is done, you will be able to fully answer the question. Mistake number 8: absence of an introduction and a conclusion. Don't just go and start. Firstly, then you begin with a point, or to begin with, or to set the ball rolling. No, both the introduction and conclusion are essential parts of the article. Every essay, and for that matter, every article you write, must have an introduction and a conclusion. The introduction is as important as the body itself. The introduction spells out what the body will be dealing with. This introduction does not include pleasantries. So, we don't expect you to be writing, "I am very happy to write you this," and blah blah blah. All those things are not necessary in article writing. Just go straight to the point. The conclusion, on the other hand, summarizes the article. Mistake number 9: lack of unity of ideas. Here, candidates will raise a point, then go ahead to explain a different thing or give examples or illustrations that do not tally with the topic sentence or explanation. Some give solutions that do not tally with the causes they have identified. Sometimes, candidates can elaborate more than one point in a single paragraph, which is not right. Every paragraph should explain one point, or every paragraph should have only one main idea. Always begin your paragraphs with a topic sentence, then follow it with an explanation. Don't go to the examination hall and begin explaining. What are you explaining? You have to explain your topic sentence or your point. So, write out your point. Firstly, road accidents are caused by this, then you explain. Don't go and start explaining the point without mentioning the points in the question paper. The examiner is not going to assume that he knows what you're writing, so please do the writing. Mistake number 10: adding a salutation, a signature, and a subscription to your article. Salutations are not needed in article writing, so we don't expect to see "Dear Sir" or "Dear Madam" or "Dear Sir or Madam." All these things are not necessary and they're not allowed in article writing. Neither are you expected to write "Dear Editor." This is not a letter to the editor. We equally don't expect you to write out your signature. Neither are you expected to write out a subscription. yours faithful, yours ever, yours. You're not expected to write all those things. All those things are not necessary in article writing. Please avoid them. Mistake number 11. Never under any circumstance forget to write your full name, location, or address, depending on the type of article you're writing. The full name, location, and address are very important to the article. An article without all this has no identity. Mistake number 12. Recipient's address is not allowed in article writing. We don't expect to see a recipient address in an article. Lastly, do not confuse an article for a letter to the editor. These are two different things with different features. A letter to the editor looks more like a formal letter, so please do not confuse the two. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.